Tremors II Aftershocks has gotta be the greatest straight-to-video sequel of all time. Believe it or not, there's actually some competition for the title. From Don Coscarelli's latter Phantasm sequels to the shockingly competent Curse of Chucky. But Tremors 2 is the daddy. It's a follow-up so entertaining, you'll wonder why Universal didn't just release it in cinemas. The first film was certainly a tough act to follow. A smart horror comedy that did full justice to its monster movie tradition, Tremors overcame middling box office to become a VHS classic.
Man, we decided to leave this place just one damn day too late, you know?
Yeah, well, sure as hell nothing to stop us now. Everybody we know between here and Bixby's already dead.
If the never-ending TV showings are any indication, people love this tale of giant worms attacking a small backwater town.
Must be a million of them! Nope, just one.
The studio briefly considered a theatrical sequel, but with stars Kevin Bacon and Reba McEntire moving on to other things, it was kicked down to the video label. That barely seemed to matter in retrospect, because Universal had Earl Bassett himself, Fred Ward.
We have had to close down one of Mexico's biggest oil fields. Several workers have been killed. We have now determined that the men were killed by certain large underground animals. Graboids.
Ward was truly an underrated talent who hit his stride later in life and should have been a bigger star. Before he played Bacon's buddy, Ward had a long list of supporting roles in classic films and series. The fact that Tremors 2 is a full-blown Fred Ward vehicle is a wonderful thing. Earl is now an ex-celebrity living in Perfection, Nevada. He's approached by a Mexican oil company and an excitable fan named Grady Hoover to help remove a graboid infestation at a refinery.
Earl, Mr. Bassett, you're the expert. You guys kicked ass with those things, and this time you'll be a step ahead of them. He said the Mexican army is willing to give you whatever you want.
While initially reluctant to accept the offer, the promise of a healthy payday as well as his history with the creatures convinces Earl to sign up.
Look, you're gonna need a partner. And how many people do you know who would actually want to do something like this?
Well, maybe you will come in handy. Ha! When they're eating you, to give me a chance to get away.
While you're always aware that you're watching a lesser product, Aftershocks is a worthwhile sequel because it has the same well-crafted humor and passion for its genre. Even the new characters are better than they needed to be. From Bacon's replacement, Christopher Gartin, to a romantic foil for Earl and Helen Shaver.
50 G's, baby! 50 G's! Oh.
Told you.
They also managed to bring back Michael Gross as survivalist nut Burt Gummer, thereby giving the franchise a viable lead for endless sequels.
Guess you've been laying kind of low, huh? Laying low? No, negative. I'm down in Mexico, see, and I find myself in a sort of situation.
What kind of situation?
A graboid kind of situation.
The newly single Burt lives to kill graboids, and Aftershocks sees him living his best life. Gross, who was a sitcom veteran, almost walks away with the film in a well-honed comedic performance.
Man, Bert, you put a whole new shine on the word overkill.
When you need it and don't have it, you sing a different tune.
Part 2 also saw the all-important return of writers S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock, with Wilson making his directorial debut. If the trivia is to be believed, Wilson didn't take a paycheck on the movie, ensuring that every penny of the tight $4 million budget was on the screen.
Doing what I can with what I got.
In order to keep things fresh, Wilson and Maddock also played with the graboid life cycle. Since they couldn't afford a beastie on the scale of the Alien Queen, we now have the Shriekers, a land-based metamorphosis that gives the characters a new threat to face.
What the hell is that?
The remaining films would add another step to this cycle, for better or for worse. But for now, it's an unexpected twist on the formula.
I feel I was denied critical, need-to-know information.
The Shriekers inevitably introduced CGI to the franchise, but luckily, the computer-generated shots are so fleeting they barely spoil the fun. The less said about the likes of Back to Perfection, the better.
Science has never determined their origin.
This is Precambrian rock.
Now older than dinosaurs?
Way.
So they're from Earth, right?
Yeah.
I always thought they're from outer space.
Wilson does everything in his power to exceed the film's video origins, and thanks to a recent 4K master from Arrow, we can now savor the colorful compositions of cinematographer Virgil Harper, as well as the finely detailed effects works of Amalgamated Dynamics. Tremors II was completed in 1994 and sat on a shelf for 2 years while Universal decided what to do with it. The preview scores were through the roof, but they ultimately decided Blockbuster was the way to go. Aftershocks was released on VHS and Laserdisc in 1996 and has since garnered a substantial cult following. In a sea of low-budget sequels, Tremors 2 is a minor miracle.